Hello, dear affiliates. In this opportunity, I want to bring you a new video basically explaining how you can create a campaign in AdCombo, a simple campaign. This video is aimed at people who are just starting out on the internet and are wondering how to start their first simple campaign, without many tools, spending as little as possible. In fact, some people consulted me if AdCombo is really profitable, if you can really make money or not. So I made this video to show you how to set up an AdCombo campaign. Obviously, this is a way of many, because the truth is that we have a lot of tools in AdCombo. And you can use them to set up campaigns in many ways, with many tools. Each one will find his or her own style, depending on whether you can find a campaign that works. So, about the links that you see here, I recommend you do not use them in your own campaigns, because these links will not add commission to your account. I created a Facebook account as well to make the video and show you the whole process of how the campaign is created, either by choosing the offer here in AdCombo, or by creating the campaign in Facebook without going into too many details like Pixel, API, and things like that. We are not going to use the Pixel or the API. We are also not going to use tracking software like Volume. We're not going to use any of that. We're basically going to use the AdCombo account, Facebook account, and a couple of online tools to generate our first campaign. At the end of the video, I will show the results of a real campaign that is being carried out for the same way that I am going to show you now. And I am going to show you the real values there. In other words, we are going to see that you can earn money with AdCombo in a simple and fast way. I'm shooting this video on August 2023. So you will see that the data here is real. The idea is to encourage you to create your own campaigns. I remember when I once worked as an affiliate, and the thing is, when you start in the business or you are moving to a new network, you try to find a way to start earning money as soon as possible, and you try to find a campaign that is profitable for you, and if you can find that campaign, then you will feel confident and motivated to take the business seriously and put more effort into your work. So, the intention with this videos is to show you that with AdCombo you can earn real money. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell you any courses or anything, and I am not going to hide part of this information. I'm going to show you the right steps to follow, and at the end, I'm going to show you the real numbers of the campaign that has been working with great results. Well, let's get started. First of all, what we are going to do is go to the offers section to find the best offer to promote. I'm going to make the video with Oxys, an offer that is working very well. But what is Oxys? It is a beauty cream for Mexico. Oxys is an anti-wrinkle beauty cream. One recommendation here is, you will find on internet some affiliates who are promoting the offer. And they say the cream removes stains. I recommend you don't use that approach, because the cream don't do that. In fact, if you're going to look on the package, it says anti-wrinkle in Spanish. In other words, the cream is intended to be anti-wrinkle, so please don't use the approach that it removes stains or whitens. You will end up generating false expectations about the product in customers if you promote the cream that way. Well, then let's go to the offer to see that here is the payout, that is, the payment of commission. This is a regular offer. It means that you are ready to promote, you do not need to ask for authorization. Currently, the areas with delivery have been updated in the description section. I recommend that you always check this section when you are going to create your Facebook campaign. Because if your customer lives in a zone without delivery available, that order will finish as a rejected order and you will not get your commission. Always check if the offer has delivery zones mentioned in this section. If no areas are mentioned, the offer is most likely available nationwide. The commission for this offer is $11. It is cash on delivery offer, so the person pays in cash when the delivery arrives at his home. The tracking URL we have here is your affiliate link, and it is what we are going to use to get paid our commission. Through this link, the customer is going to access the offer page and register to request a call and confirm the shipment of the cream in this case. So, now the question is, as you see below, we have a series of landings and pre-landings pages. What is the most profitable and what is the best combination landing pre-landing to? Well, if this black button appears, it will recommend the best landing and pre-landing combinations with more sales. In this case, I will choose this one, the landing ending in 56. What I select here will be loaded in the tracking URL. Here is the code, if you can see it. And in the pre-landing column, I will select not pre-landing, that is, I want to use only one landing page. If I want to be sure that I load the right landing in my tracking URL, I can click here or open the link directly and see which landing my tracking URL shows me for this offer. Then, the customer, once he clicks on your ad, he is going to come here. And the customer will upload his name and phone number. After that, our call center will call him and make the sale. I recommend you to use the tracking URL, or if you have a shortened link, to do it. So, you can use the shortened tracking URL and come here. Select the country, name of the person, and write his phone number. You can complete the form, send it, and then in WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger you can tell the customer that our call center will call him in a moment. Our call center will call him in the next 20 minutes approximately. Now we have the tracking URL ready. So far we haven't used Facebook Pixel, API integration, or anything like that. What we are going to use is a tool that we have down here, which is called subaccounts. If you want to know more about subaccounts, you can click here and you will go to our Confluence section, and there you can learn more about AdCombo and how to work with us. You can go to Spanish, you have glossary here. I'm going to do a search for what subaccounts are. I have it in Spanish and English. Let's see in Spanish. Well, it came out in Portuguese. I'm going to look it up in English. If you speak Portuguese, obviously I recommend you the Portuguese version. Well, this is the English version. Here you can read more in detail about this tool that we have in AdCombo. Here you have the subaccounts, the UTM metrics, and all about post backlink. Here we have some examples. It talks about subaccounts. We're just not going to go in depth with subaccounts, so we're just going to use some flags in the subaccounts to mark ads. Yes, I mean, here's the example as be done with tokens, because that's the right and professional way to use it. So, if I'm going to use this link, I will use it with an ad. I'm going to use it, for example, in the marketplace. Click and open this link. If the person registers through this link, I will then go to the statistics. I'm going to select subaccount 1, and then I will see if the person find my ad on the marketplace. I created this Facebook account to record this video, so you can't find personal data here. It's mostly to show how you can use it. And as you can see here, we have the ad manager, marketplace, fan page, etc. I'm going to go to the marketplace. I have created a very simple announcement. Then we have the fan page. As you can see, mostly, I put the main picture, the profile picture. Very few data, a small description. Well, this is mostly because when you create a paid campaign on Facebook, you will need to have this fan page. Now I'm going to switch to the fan page profile, which in this case I named Oxy Santiarugas. Once we are in the personal profile, you can see that it gives me editing options. There we are going to select the messenger. The messenger section is going to work with the fan page, and the customers who see your ads are going to make questions here and will be answering both through the messenger and by WhatsApp. We have to use a WhatsApp business account for it to work with the campaign. Basically, this is the way customers are going to be contacting you, and this one you are going to be responding to them. You can send them to see all the information about the product on the fan page. This way your customers will know more about the product. You can recommend them to register themselves directly on the fan page, or if them prefer that you complete the form for them, in that case you can do it. So, if you are going to do it manually, I recommend no more than 50 customers loaded per day. Let's see how to use some tools that Facebook gives us. We will use the Facebook library. Go to Google and search Facebook library. Basically, it's going to show us what our competition is doing right now. Here we write Mexico, then all the announcements, and in the keyword section we write Oxys, which is what we want to analyze. Remember, also here's a button where you can apply more filters. This ad has the right picture for Mexico. The others are incorrect. Here we have another image a little more professional. If we want to copy this image, we have to go to the ad detail. For example, we see that in this offer has the wrong price, that is not the real price for Oxys Mexico, be careful with that. We can use this text as a source of inspiration to make our own text. Here we have an example of bad practices because this ad says goodbye to wrinkles in Spanish. Here I have another image, as you can see that it's very good. Always check that the data in the picture is right. Okay, now let's say I want to search on videos, so I'm going to apply some filters, for example Spanish. In this case we are going to advertise on the feed section on Facebook, so we are going to use some videos there. Select only active ads and apply filters. Once the video plays a little bit, then right-click and save video as MP4. So, that way we have both pictures and videos of our competitors. Of course, I always recommend you to make your own pictures and videos. But, this is an option just in case you don't know how to do it and you need to launch your first campaign. Facebook will make available for you all these creatives from your competition so that you can use it and start launching your campaigns and start making money with the network. Now we are available to start our campaign. The issue now is going to be, how can we generate the links that we will use in the campaign? Well, now is time to use a website Cutly or Bitly. Any of these websites will shorten our links for our campaign. And after that we will be able to use them on Facebook. So, with this program we are going to shorten it. We paste it here and press this green button and it will shorten your link. Now I'm going to show you an example. Selected the LP that I want and here in sub-account 2, I put in campaign 1 image ad 1. That's already loaded here. Then I'm going to copy the link. I come here and paste the link and ready. This is the shortened link. As you see, I am using a custom domain. In this case I put by Rekiol Shop because it was a domain that I had on hand that is about to expire and was useful for the video, but I recommend using a name of more general domain like Compras Shop, Safe Sales Shop, etc. So, once you guys shorten that long link, you can come here to change aliases. And you can rename this code. Perfect, see that it's already by Rekiol Shop /Oxys. I can copy it. Once it is copied, I can now use it in the traffic source, in this case Facebook. I recommend you to have a notepad open like this one. In the first part 1 have links for the marketplace. This is going to be the organic part of my campaign. Learning to use sub-accounts and being organized with a notepad, links, and using a cutter like Bitly or Cutly, you will have more info about what is working and what is not. That tracking URL, we are going to shorten it, and when we use it, either in the marketplace, fan page, or paid campaign, or for example with WhatsApp, we're going to know when we're going to that customer makes the purchase from where it came from simply by selecting sub-account 1, 2, 3 or 4, obviously always filtering by the offer ID and date as well. I recommend you to have selected the time zone of your country. In this case I am in Argentina, so select UTC-3 for Buenos Aires, and it is also valid for Brazil and Sao Paulo as we are in the same time zone. Now we are going to talk about how we add a personal domain to a service like Cutly. So, what are we going to do? Namecheap is a company where you can buy your domain. In this case I put by Kyle. As to follow the example, I recommend you don't pay more than $2 for a domain. The idea is to make it inexpensive. Once you have already purchased your new domain, go to the domain list section in Namecheap and search for the domain you have just purchased. Then click on Manage button. This window will be opened, and here in Domain you have to select Custom DNS and you will be able to load your DNS. These DNS will point your domain to the Cloudflare service. This website will add to your domain a SSL certification, and your domain will be able to use the HTTPS option on any browser. So, where do I get these DNS names? We just go to the Cloudflare website. Create an account, and we are going to add our domain that we just purchased on Namecheap by Kyle Shop. So, when you guys come to Cutly, there's going to be an option down here to add your domain. You are going to click on that button. It does not appear to me because I have already added it, but that button will appear here for you. It will open a window. Here you will copy the IP address you will find here. This IP will point your domain to the Cutly server. You have to create an A record with the IP address and then a TXT record with a text that they are going to give you. This verification will take 1 day. After that, go to DNS records. You have to create an A record. Here you are going to put the ad as it says below and paste the IP address. These steps will point your domain to the server of the company Cutly. Now let's move on to the most important part, which would be the paid campaign. Let's go to the Ad Manager. With the Ad Manager active, we will be able to see our campaign with which we are generating profits on Facebook. Let's go to the campaign. Let's go to Edit to show how it's configured inside. We have the campaign, then the ad group, and within the ad group I have 2 ads. One picture ad and 1 video ad, because Facebook will always try to position one over the other, so I recommend you to always have at least 2 ads, and if it can be 1 picture ad and 1 video ad, much better. Let's create a new campaign. Click on the Create button. We are going to put the name of the campaign. Then go type of campaign, it will be sales or purchase, then we click on Continue, we get to the ad group. Put the name of the ad group. The campaign is going to be oriented to messaging apps because the idea is that people communicate with us through Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and if you have an Instagram account, they also have an Instagram account. Here you can add a Facebook pixel that we do not have configured. In this section we see Facebook has been selected our fan page. Facebook will ask us for a fan page when creating a campaign. Here we have already selected the Facebook Messenger. I recommend adding a WhatsApp business phone number so that customers can communicate with you by both ways. In this section you can add a WhatsApp number to the fan page. Here we put a daily budget. This account is configured in Argentine pesos, so the values as you see here ARS are Argentine pesos. If you want to transform it to dollars, today you have to divide it into about 730 pesos and take it to dollars. But well, ideally you should be able to invest $5 a day in a campaign, but if you can start it with $1 a day, you can do it too. Run the campaign for at least a week, that is, you would spend approximately $7 per week. $1 to $5 per day for at least 1 week would be fine. The best would be at least $5 per day for at least 2 weeks. We select the start date and time. And in the audience section, I have generated an audience. I am going to click on edit. This part is important because here we load the zones with delivery enabled. In this case I put Mexico, but I recommend you to load the cities and states here. Remember that in the description of the offer we have the cities with delivery ordered by priority, especially those of the first line. Let's go back to the campaign. Then age, I put from 35 to plus 65 and for women. The campaign is oriented to women. You can use preferences, but I recommend you don't use it so the artificial intelligence of Facebook will be able to work. You can save the name of this target audience. On the right side, you can see an audience estimated we can reach. Then here in location, this part is very important. Many affiliates who work very well with Facebook recommend leaving the first option location advantage checked, because Facebook's artificial intelligence positions our ad in all places within Facebook where you can advertise and thus optimizes the budget. But in this case we want to start with a very simple campaign, to understand the process and at the same time be profitable. So in this case, the tests I did was only selecting 2 locations, for the Facebook feed and the video feed. That is, the feed would be the main part of Facebook when we see the ads and also in the video part. With these 2 locations we are going to make the campaign and showing our ads. All these options are the other locations that Facebook gives us, but we will not be using them. Once this part of the campaign is completed, we click Next. To me it says Publish because the campaign is already created, but you will see the next button. Let's get to the ad section. The first thing we are going to do is to put the name of the ad, as we have here. The Facebook fan page will appear. If you have an Instagram account, it will also give you the option to make the ads for Instagram. In this case we will only use Facebook Messenger and WhatsApp. The idea is the customers can go from the ad to sending a message to us. It can be a single picture or a sequence, as you prefer. I'm going to do it with a single picture. I am going to delete everything. It does not delete the text that I already had copied, it only deletes the previous picture. Then I'm going to add an image. In this case I already have a couple of pictures uploaded. This picture looks good. The text is right, there is nothing to fix. Click on Next. In this section we can see how the ad would look like in the different locations within Facebook. Click on Ready. Facebook also lets me add music to the ad, but we are making it simple, so for now we leave it as it is. Then we add the text. It is a campaign that is oriented to messengers, so we haven't the option to paste a link to our landing page. We can send the shortened links inside the automatic messages, so I go to the message template, hit the edit button. I will see a section to load default replies. The client sees the ad on his cell phone, clicks on the send message button, and these automatic messages options will appear. I did this as an example. Then click on Publish. Then click on Duplicate, another ad will appear and you can modify it. The first ad was an image ad. The second one is video. As you can see, I have already uploaded the video I had previously downloaded from the Facebook library. The good thing about the library is that it allows us to make a campaign with ads and videos of very good quality and in a very professional way, without having to make our own image and our ad. The disadvantage is that the image copied from the Facebook library has low quality. If I am not wrong, about 600 pixels. For this reason, I recommend you to create your own pictures using canva.com. Okay, we are in the second video ad. As it is a copy, everything is the same, so we are going to modify it. Click on the upload button and I'm going to upload the video that I already had downloaded. In this case, I have already uploaded the video. The ad looks good. Once we activate the campaign, customers will start asking questions. Some customers will register directly using the shortened link and others will ask for some support. They are going to ask them if the cream works, that is, information that is basically on our landing page, which you have access to using the shortened link, so you can provide them with the information. The best practice will always be for the customer to visit our landing page. There they can read about the cream, and when the customer is ready to buy they can let you know. Affiliates can tell the customer to register on the landing page by entering their name and phone number, but if the customer has a problem or does not feel like doing it on their own, you can register the customer manually. This campaign, as we said, will be oriented to sales, because it allows us to use WhatsApp messages, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger. Once the campaign is created, I recommend you to pay attention to the Messenger. To enter this section, you must go to the fan page, select the fan page profile and then the Messenger, and this section will open. Here people will ask you questions about the product. You will answer them and tell them to register on your website. Send them the link or you register them and let the customer know that they are already registered, and tell them our call center will be calling them in about half an hour. That way we will be having our first profitable campaign. I told you that at the end I was going to show you a campaign that has already been working with a real income. This is the account. As you can see, we are in the statistics. It is filtered Oxys. Date. The month is selected. We filtered from the 1st to the 23rd of August. With a traffic of 790 clicks, we got about 13 sales. We still have 1 order in hold, 5 rejected orders, 15 orders in trash, and a total of 34 orders, of which 13 ended in sales. Therefore, we have an approval rate of 38%, which was pretty good. These sales are generating a revenue of $143. Always check the sales column. In this case, the balance says 145 because this account had $2 from a previous test, so the balance shows a sum of 145, but if you look down here we have $143 in sales. The orders in the sales column are no longer in the hold column, and now the corresponding commission from these sales appears in the available balance section. The available balance is the payment you can request. If you are a new affiliate, don't expect to get paid in the first month, because the first payment always takes about 2 to 4 weeks. Once you pass this period, you will be able to get paid twice a week. Now let's take a look at the Facebook campaign. This is the personal profile, then the fan page. Here I used a shortened link. This is the Facebook Messenger. Here you can see all these customers. They can ask where to buy the cream, how to use it, and so on. These messages are from real people who asked about the cream. Now let's go to the most important thing, which is the campaign. You can to register customers who want to buy the cream. This way you are going to know how many customers have orders on hold, how many orders were approved after the call, sales, and how many orders were rejected. If a customer said he wants to buy the cream and then you see his order in the rejected column in statistics, you can ask the customer if he really bought the cream or if he changed his mind in the process. You can also ask your manager about it. This way of working allows you to have more control of the sales process by being in contact with the customers. And if any problem appears, you can always contact your manager. You can send him the customer's phone number and your manager will check how your order is in the system and what really happened with it. Now let's look at the costs. We filtered by month. From the 1st to the 23rd of August, and if we add up all the costs, they add up to almost 21,000 Argentinian pesos that I will now express in dollars to make it clearer. So I checked the price of $1 in Argentina at the time of this recording, and $1 costs 735 Argentinian pesos. Then I divide 21,000 in 735. The result is expressed in dollars and it is $28.57. To these 28 we add the $2 to hire the domain that we use with Cutly. We have an approximate cost of $30 for this campaign. If you remember, the 13 sales gave us $143, with a cost of $30. This means that we have a profitable campaign. In fact, a little over 300% profitability, which is not bad for a first campaign that was quite manual, with very few tools and most of them free. We were able to achieve this with a very small investment in Facebook and in hiring a domain. I hope this campaign helps you to see that you can have a profitable campaign in AdCombo, that you can earn money without many technical steps and without many strategies. It is worth mentioning that answering customer questions will take some time, as they will contact you via WhatsApp Business and Facebook Messenger. Remember that after the first check of your traffic we will be able to start sending payments on Tuesdays and Fridays. Well, that's all for now. I hope you enjoy this video. The truth is that it takes a lot of work to gather all this information, order it and show it to you in an understandable way. And don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications. Please subscribe to the channel and click like so that more people can access this kind of information. That's all for now, and let's meet again with a new video. See you soon!